What's going on, and welcome to SPN Lineups. We are promoters for CryptoFantasySports.com, Philly D, and Sturfles. Check us out on Twitter at SPN Lineups, and you can find our videos on Facebook and Instagram at No Limit Fantasy Sports. Speaking of Crypto Fantasy Sports, we have our very own tournament, the SPN Lineup Special. It's free to enter, we run it every day, and the winner gets $10 in No Limit coin. The catch is, you have to include the player I'll be naming later in the show on your roster. The high scoring team with that player wins the prize. Yesterday's winner, Venom KPP. Once again, congratulations. Leave us a comment with your NLC2 address and we'll ship your prize out. Steve, how you doing, buddy?
Could be doing better today, but we'll give this a go.
Mondays! Woo!
So last night, we're going to start with a little bit of a different format, and we're just going to go over last night's top scoring players. So, Philly, who's number one?
James Harden came through with a triple-double and 61 fantasy points.
Over in Boston, Terry Rozier has been filling in really well for Kyrie Irving. He had 57.25 last night on, I think, a 7,300 salary.
Yeah, I left him out of today's lineup. I'm going to make another lineup. I might have to put me some Rose action in there. Some Rose. Russell Westbrook for the Oklahoma City Thunder came through with a 53.5, not quite 5X.
Rudy Gobert, the Stifle Tower, he put in 49.25 for Utah.
And CJ McCollum, 49 for Portland. That was well worth it for his salary.
So those are the top scorers, but as you guys know, it's all about value. So these are the best values from last night.
Isaiah Taylor, you may have seen him on yesterday's roster that I made. 10.1x, what's up?
That's a sleeper that Philly didn't share with me. You may have seen his name on our Twitter yesterday. Maurice Harkless, 9.4x for Portland. Wow.
Yeah, that's good. Also, Gerald Green came through with the 9x.
Yeah, with Chris Paul out, there's a lot to go around in Houston, and Gerald Green's getting some of it. And 7.7 on this list, Terry Rozier. I mean, when you score 57 points, you're going to get your name on this list.
Right under him, again, CJ McCollum with the 7.2. Gotta love it.
And Quinn Cook at 6.8, also very highly owned in a lot of people's lineups. The Golden State Warriors are kind of decimated lately, missing all of Durant, Curry, Draymond Green, and who am I missing? Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, yeah.
Jeez, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I watched that game yesterday, and I forgot to put Quinn Cook in my lineup, and I felt pretty stupid, but I put, I can't remember who I put. I put somebody else in there from the team. Wasn't Nick Young, so I don't even remember. It was pretty great move on my part. Anyways, highest ownership from yesterday. The players that, the highest ownership. It's good to have contrarian picks. Again, like if you picked Isaiah Taylor yesterday, you'd probably be, right at the top because not too many people picked him. But these are some players that everybody owned. You'll see them in a lot of cash game lineups, not necessarily in too many of the tournament winning lineups. But, yeah.
One of the biggest owned players yesterday, 47.5%, was New York point guard Trey Burke, who came back with 31 points on the night. And he's in action again tonight, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, he just missed our value list. We got Cantor, Enes Kanter, 42% owned.
Also in action again tonight.
Yes.
And right underneath him, that's where Quinn Cook comes in at 40%.
We got John Collins, 33% owned.
And same thing with Jordan Bell filling in for.
That's who it was. That's who I picked over Quinn Cook. Jordan Bell. See, I couldn't even remember.
And
my bad.
That about rounds it out. What do you got for today's slate, Philly?
Today, we got a small slate. We'll kick it off with the Lakers and Pistons. The line set at 213.5 at the moment. Should be a competitive matchup. I'm looking forward to it. 213.5. What do you got? The over or under, Steve?
I actually have the under. Detroit's been playing really good defense, but I'm not too convinced on it. I think this is probably going to come very close to that line.
I'm going to pick the over. I like a lot of names from here. Blake Griffin, pretty expensive at 9,200. But aside from his last game, where he laid a duck, he's been putting up 50s every game. So I trust him. Then we got Drummond at 9,700. But he's going up against Brook Lopez, so there'll be tons of rebounds available for him.
Another thing to look out for in this game is check Julius Randle's status up towards the game time. He's kind of up in the air right now, but I would expect him to play at this point.
I'm going to just let me, on that note, if Randle's out, if Randle's in, I don't care. Kuzma is in my lineup all day.
Absolutely. I totally agree. We got the New York Knicks at the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not going to go to this game. Line is 222. The Hornets actually do have a pretty difficult time with the Knicks, so I expect it to be a relatively close game. For the Hornets, though, Batum is back, so I would say it's a little bit of a downgrade for Kemba, and a little bit of a downgrade for Dwight, but a very big downgrade for Jeremy Lamb. He's pretty much not rosterable with that high price tag now. Yes. Lamb, he's left the flock. Denver at Philly. The line's 223.5. I am I'm targeting this game. I think it's going over. Millsap at 6,100. Love it. Denver's been running the starters a lot of minutes with Gary Harris out. Simmons at 8,800 for Philly. Embiid 9,400, but he hasn't been playing very many minutes the last 3 games, so I'd steer clear of him. Memphis at Minnesota. The line on this one's 215 right now. Memphis just really sucks. They're not going to have Tyreke Evans again tonight, or Ivan Rabb. Marc Gasol's still in play, but at 7,200, he's been pretty disappointing, and tonight's a night where the center position is just stacked. So
loaded.
JaMychal Green at 5,900 and Andrew Harrison at 5,200 might return some decent value, but I just don't really trust Memphis players at this point. For Minnesota, it's all about Towns tonight, 9,300. And I'm not usually a huge fan of Andrew Wiggins normally, but with Jimmy Butler still out, there's been a lot more opportunity for him, and he's 6,500 tonight. He's been pretty consistent. I wouldn't expect like a crazy game from him, but could be a good head-to-head pick.
Boston at Phoenix. Woohoo. Line at 209.5. I think it's a struggle to get there. Who do we got out of this one? TJ Warren out. Devin Booker, questionable. Lean towards out on that one. Josh Jackson is 6,700. Maybe worth a look tonight. For Boston, Kyrie Irving, Marcus Smart, and Marcus Morris are all still out. Though, check out Morris's status before the game starts, since he's listed as questionable. Jaylen Brown, 5,100, is back. And obviously, Rozier's price tag is up to 76, but he was definitely worth it yesterday, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. We got some value picks for you. With the smaller slate tonight, the value picks are actually very important because you're going to need to find some way to get Karl Anthony Towns in your lineup. We start off at point guard, Trey Burke. Everybody's going to have him. really just got to make a decision whether you're going to go with the crowd or go it alone. Reggie Jackson's an interesting name on here. He's back starting for Detroit, but they've been working his minutes up pretty slowly. I would only assume he'd get like 24, 25 minutes in tonight's game, but he might get 30, 35 points in that. And you see the slot machine next to TJ McConnell. At 3,500, I mean, he's definitely a risk, but he's had some pretty big games earlier this year coming off the bench. He can just get hot. He can contribute in a lot of different categories. And I expect there to just be a lot of action in this Philly-Denver game, too.
Yep.
So Luke Kennard, he's starting to get into the circle of trust, so that means don't play him tonight, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Shooting guard Troy Daniels, if Booker still is out, he's a great play at 4,000. I know he only turned in about like 18, 19 points last time, but at this salary, it's not even that disappointing. But I think we're back to 25 or 30 tonight from him. Marco Bellinelli, in the same kind of category as TJ McConnell, has been doing a little bit better lately than TJ McConnell, but I just don't like his ceiling. I just think that he's not really likely to just go off on any given night. Shooting at small forward, we have Reggie Bullock, 4,800 for Detroit. Looks like a relatively safe option, but I'm probably not going to pick him tonight, to be honest. Same with Dylan Brooks. He's had some good nights before, but I don't know. I just got done telling you I don't like Memphis players, but I threw their name in there just so you could take a look here. Same thing with Jarrell Martin. He's definitely still learning how to play in the NBA. We'll put it that way. But there's some potential there. And he should get a lot of rebounds tonight, so. Marvin Williams for Charlotte. He's been shooting threes really well lately, and he's probably not going to play more than 25 minutes, but he seems to always come back with 20. And the same thing with Ersan Ilyasova. Probably not a guy I'm playing tonight, but I did want to just throw his name out here. And now we get to the Las Vegas Strip down at the bottom here. We have 3 slot machine guys in a row. Marquise Chris, 3,800. Alex Len, 4,700 for Phoenix. Figure out who's starting, but you figure that both of these guys are probably going to get at least 20 to 25 minutes. And with their price tags that low, they might be worth it. But here's an interesting one. 3,400 for Minnesota. Gorgui Dieng. Last game out, I forget how much he had, but it was like almost in the 30s, I think. And Minnesota has got quite the nice, juicy matchup against Memphis tonight. So I see Gorgui Dieng kind of feasting, but who knows?
I'm going to put one note out there. Be aware of that matchup in Towns especially. I expect this game to be a one-way track meet. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get some Gorgui Dieng action in there. I thought his name was Georgie. I'm calling him Georgie Dieng because it just sounds really cool.
You know, you could be right.
Georgie Dieng. Anyways, I like him tonight. I'm not saying he's in my lineup. Center is pretty... the position has been filled by... you got Jokic, you got Towns, you got Drummond. I mean, I don't have any room for values up in here. I needed an extra center or flex position just to get my lineup right. But be careful about Towns tonight. All right, I just want to put that out there. Little Philly tips. Finally, SPN lineup special player of the day. Make sure to have him in your lineup for your chance to win $10 in No Limit Coin. Tonight's player of the day from the Denver Nuggets, guard Will Barton. It's 7,100. Put him in your lineup for the SPN lineup special. And yeah, check us out on Twitter for injuries, news, and updates. Mostly updates about the news and the injuries. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, share the love and share the video. Check out CryptoFantasySports.com and all the links below. Good luck and we'll see you tomorrow.